he's the one who made the deal with the astonishingly lighthearted Mephisto.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a guy who, literally has a realm where he just tortures souls for all of eternity and eats them and consumes their life essence to make him more powerful and stronger. But,
he's a nice guy.
Apparently, he loves Spidey. He just loves Spider-Man.
Well, one of the big things with one of the lines in it was, like, he goes, why do you... They actually do
But
ask...
this was completely against Mary Jane's will.
She was the one that made the deal according to Marvel, even though in the fucking comic, it's the both of them.
So both of them make the deal.
Yes.
But they're saying, so let's just Adam and Eve this.
Yeah, that's what...
She ate the damn apple, okay?
Yeah! Yeah, basically.
I mean, that actually makes it more misogynistic than I even thought. So basically, they both did it.
Yeah. But Marvel insists that...
Mary Jane's the one to blame.
Yeah.
So basically, it's basically just dropping all the responsibility on Mary Jane.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, it's fucked up.
That's actually more fucked up than I actually thought. I was actually going to say that as a joke. But this is basically like Adam and Eve, and if the woman hadn't ate the apple, then we wouldn't have a problem here. But that's pretty much what it was. Is along came Mephisto in the Garden of New York, and...
I know, and this is what Mephisto explained why he wanted to do it was, because they do ask him, they're like, and he goes,
this isn't that evil.
Yeah, kinda, he's like, your marriage is special. It's a one-of-a-kind, everlasting, which is really bullshit, because it's not like they never fought or argued, or it was like, oh, bliss.
Or they weren't, going to break up.
Yeah.
It's not like it's Sue and Reed.
Even though she's been tempted by Namor.
And Doom.
But, I mean, one time really seriously in that Grant Morrison comic.
But that's because Namor just kind of thrusts his package quite literally in your face.
But anyway.
I mean, if you're a woman and you have, this bulging hunk of whale meat, or whatever it is, I mean, he clearly has a torpedo in there. This is the way that some of the posters of...
There's that... I remember that Jim Lee cover where he's just like this.
He's thrusting into you.
Right in the front of the... Yeah. And I'm probably one of the few people that like the Heroes Are Born.
But I'm saying is that Reed and Sue have actually,
But only a couple of Heroes Are Born series. Not the shit Liefeld did. I did like Avengers, but once he got off and it was Jim Valentino was the head of it, and...
Or the Punisher and his love of his ex-wife. Now, I mean, that's some true love.
The Punisher and his ex-wife?
Yes. I mean, he is still pining over her and killing hundreds of people over her.
Still, but he still has fucked women.
Yes, he has, but not in any great... You almost get the impression that he just...
Does it to pass the time.
I mean, it's Frank Castle. But the real thing is, what's the motivation? Okay, so it's his eternal love, blah, blah, blah. So wouldn't he want to
And God, because he said, God, I think it was something like, God will, I'm not, because it's been a while, but I think it was something like, God will cry because of this.
But no one else will, and definitely Joe Quesada won't. But what I'm saying is, if you think, okay, I understand that as mental torture, but apparently there's been no anguish. You would think, randomly, a week later, they would remember that they really loved each other, but they never actually can. They never can actually consummate it again. Every time they talk to each other, words just fall out the wrong way or something.
Yeah.
But he's not even putting them through any anguish or torture. So, basically, it's his own private evil, ha ha ha, fuck you, Spider-Man. You're not even you're just getting fucked. But I am literally fucking... I don't know. I mean, it's not even... Because, I mean, you would think, okay, this is Mephisto. He tortures people. He does this. They don't have any repercussions so far. None whatsoever.
No.
None. So, you can't say that it's I'm doing it because it's evil and it'll torture your very soul to the depth of your brain. No, none of that occurs. It's basically just a story device.
Basically.
It's like how Wanda created House of M. It's all the same
bullshit. Yeah.
It really is. It's just, we're going to throw it some excuse.
Mm-hmm.
See, I mean, to me, comics, obviously, you're dealing with stuff that can happen. You're dealing with stuff that's obviously on an exaggerated scale, even on a cosmic scale sometimes. But you just can't just sit there and be like, this is there's no need for explanation because it's superhuman.
Bullshit.
It's not like Superman can fly.
Well, of course Superman can fly.
But they explain why Superman can fly. It's not like Superman flies because I said he can fucking fly. It's not like Spider-Man has the powers of a spider because he has the fucking powers of a spider. They actually explain why he has the powers of a spider.
Yeah.
It's not like Johnny Blaze's head is on fire because
he's a crazy motherfucker.
He's warm-blooded. I mean, all this is explained.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you have to have some level of continuity because you don't have believability.
Yeah.
So there's no believability with this. So when people read this, they're like, I don't even believe this shit.
Even the people that like Brand New Day are like, yeah, One More Day is shit. Although what was really funny was somebody actually said that they thought One More Day was shit then, but who loves Brand New Day, then reread...
And it's not even like they're having weird continuity things.
And reread One More Day and said, we totally said this was shit, but it wasn't. It's like, I'm somebody that didn't originally like One More Day, but liked Brand New Day, but I thought One More Day then was a piece of shit. I reread it. It's a good story.
And you also have to deal with the fact that, okay, it's not even like this has led to paradoxes. I don't think this will lead to some kind of weird paradox.
Which is part of what was J. Michael Straczynski's idea was, that was why Gwen would be back from the dead. The idea was Gwen wouldn't die, and because Gwen didn't die, Peter wouldn't get married, and Harry wouldn't die because he wouldn't have the whole Goblin formula, and that's why all of it would logically happen. But
that's actually thought out.
Yeah.
That's actually taking into mindset the overall universe, putting it up, building it in, and actually thinking it out. But Quesada is just like, no.
It's essentially like what they did with the new Star Trek movie.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
But that's actually thought out within continuity, within mainstream, within understanding, putting it all in together so now you understand what's happening.
The problem was Quesada thought that would be changing too much.
So let's just change what's really important. Peter needs to get laid by someone besides Mary Jane, because that's been going on for too damn long. And his Woody is not, his spider is not rising. He's not able to swing anymore. He's just getting, I don't know, his web shooters are getting empty. I mean, really, what is it?
That actually brings us to another part of Brand New Day. In the first 4 stories, he always ran out of web fluid. It's like, they would always end on a cliffhanger going like, oh noes, I'm out of web fluid! Now he didn't say oh noes, but everybody's like, he's like, goes, I'm out of web fluid, what am I gonna do? And then it's like, I'm out of web fluid, what am I gonna do? It's like, I'm out of web fluid, what am I gonna do? And then another one that was actually a bit more interesting was he just blew up his web shooters so that he could defeat a bad guy, and then he was out of web shooters, and it was like, what am I gonna do?